Hello guys, welcome to the channel. Today is Saturday. It's very cold in the city. It's about 20 degrees right now. Look guys, I know these electric vehicles are still in their infancy, and it's true that basically the data shows that they about only 1.5% of registered EVs in the United States. So that's fairly small amount, right? But there's certain things that it's really annoying about electric cars in general. Tesla was the first one, to start the whole movement about electric vehicles, right? So, and there's certain things that I really wanted to tell you guys, especially people that own the Teslas, or and I'm sure they apply to other vehicles also, to other electric vehicles. But if you bear with me a second, guys, I want to show you this through the interface of the Tesla Model 3 YX. They're all the same. They all have the same software. And I want you to be safe, guys, because these electric vehicles, they drive very strange. And if you guys want to sit with me for a little bit here, I'm gonna have you go through this autopilot, right? Because autopilot, it's not really active when you buy the car. It's almost, it act like sort of a cruise control, right? But if you want to use the whole software of the autopilot, you might have to actually purchase the software. It costs you about 10 grand, I think. That's what I've heard, right? And you have to sign a consent, and if something happened to you, you'll die, right? Because it's obviously this autopilot is still on beta mode. So guys, just relax for a little bit, and I'm gonna go through this part of the autopilot. I'm gonna show you exactly what you need to turn off in order for you to be safe. Okay, guys. All right. So here on autopilot, you can see it says automatic blind spot camera. That's never was actually part of the software with the Tesla until they added, because these cars, the way they were made, they have really wide body from the back, and you could really hard you could see from the rear view mirrors. So that's why they add that automatic blind spot. That means when you turn the signal, you can see basically on top. I'm not going to move it here because I like it on the bottom, because obviously you could be able to see the whole rear view of your car. And also if you turn to the right, it will show you the right passenger side of the vehicle also. Obviously, my video about my friends here is I wanted to make sure this thing will focus a little bit, but clearly you can see here, right? If I could show you right here in the autopilot, in the beginning of my video, I said that autopilot is basically acts like a cruise control, right? So when you go through autopilot, especially if you don't have autopilot software, you might want to toggle off all these features here in the autopilot. Let me go back. And here in the bottom, it's a speed limit warning, which is want to have it on, obviously. Although like now, me driving this car, because this car is actually limited to 70 miles per hour, because I did a video before, guys, and I was telling you that the fact the company that I work for, Revel, they limited the speed limit to 70 miles because these cars are so fast. And that's why I'm making this video, because if someone is not aware of this emergency braking, that's what it's called, right? It's under it's right here. It says emergency braking, right? The car must be parked to disable, right? So I'm gonna disable it, because I always toggle it off, because it's very dangerous, because especially if you are driving within the inner city streets, and also like if you're going on the highway, if you're not paying attention, because we people sometimes, we do dumb things, we're not all perfect, especially when we drive. We drive with that state of kids' minds. That's how we tend to drive. We drive like in that mentality of kids, state of mind, right? And we all distracted now with all devices. Enough like Tesla doesn't have a cluster, and you have to do everything through the interface, right? And here it says forward collision. You want to turn it off. You know, it's annoying. Sometimes you get closer to cars and an object, you know, it really start chiming very loud. Here lane departure avoidance was really annoying. This is very dangerous sometimes. If you have it on, especially under the lane departure avoidance, you see what it says off. I have it off because sometimes it's really annoying. And if you put it under assist, it basically, every time you get closer to a car or an object or anything like closer on the street, whatever, it starts to sound. And sometimes, especially if you're going on the highway and if you're on your lane, you start to switch lane. Sometimes the car tends to actually steer you back into the lane. You know what I'm talking about? It's just kind of really crazy the way, because that emergency lane departure avoidance, you don't want it to have it on unless if you're using the feature of the full software of the autopilot. So that you want to turn it off. And this is when it comes really here when it says automatic emergency braking. This one, it's very dangerous. I'm gonna park the car right now because it's actually on drive, right? On drive, right? And you can see right there it says emergency braking. I've always have it off because this is very dangerous. And I'm telling you that most of Tesla drive owners, they probably know about this because this has been going on for quite some time. You know, in terms of the Tesla term, it's called phantom braking. That means if you're in the city street, if you enter the city streets, right, and you're driving with low mileage, even if you're going on high speed sometimes, especially in the city, there's so many objects, people walking around, bikers, and if the car sees anything closer, you know, the car tends to stop by itself, and it's a very violent, you know. I'm sure that most of the Tesla owners, they could agree with me, right? So you want to turn that automatic emergency braking, because if you have it on and you're traveling along the you know, freeways, or maybe you're going and you're not paying attention and the car gets closer to an object or vehicle in front of you, it will stop automatically. And you know how people, they drive sometimes, they tailgate you very close, and by the time the car stops, someone will rear-end you really fast. And that's dangerous. I've heard a lot of people happen to them. You know, every time I go into the car, I turn it off, because usually it's on by default, right? And you have to toggle it off. See how I do it right now? And that you don't want it to have it on. Trust me, it's dangerous, and something that you wanted to be aware of. So these features under the autopilot, especially if you don't have autopilot software that you could use sometimes while you're driving with the autopilot, the whole feature of the autopilot, yes, you might want it to set the speed, forward collision warning, you want to have it on so earlier or medium or late, so if the car comes closer and you're driving with full autopilot. Yeah, emergency braking also, if you're not aware of it, or you're driving with full I just had a trip. So guys, this is one of the things that I want you to know, because the NTSB, National Transportation Safety Board, they've been having a lot of complaint about this automatic braking right there. You see that? And for some reason, that Tesla, it's adamant about it, and they never wanted to actually remove it, and it just it's created havoc on people, especially people that just bought these cars. So eventually I'm gonna upload a video, guys, about certain things about the Tesla, because I've known a lot of things that there's more cons than pros about these about the Teslas and all electric vehicles in general. One of them is the range anxiety, and also especially if you're driving the car in the cold weather, the battery tend to deplete a lot faster. So guys, enjoy the rest of your weekend. If I have video for you next time, I'm gonna upload a video for you, and you guys enjoy the rest of the weekend. God bless. Take care. Bye.